Good afternoon, dear students. Can I hear me? Hear you? Whether my voice is clear to you? Respond. Vaishnavi. Okay, right. Alright, I will start the class. So, we have to learn today what is SMPS. So, before going to SMPS, what are the limitations present for a RPS, regulated power supplies? What we have seen in the laboratories, series voltage regulator power supplies, and what are the different limitations and the disadvantage of series voltage regulator power supplies? So, in order to what is the advantage go for a SMPS compared to the regulated power supply? So what is the major drawback is, so it is bulky. So it is bulky and expensive. That means size is high and as well as expensive. And the second disadvantage is efficiency is low, very low. Okay, and it is a low line frequency. The large values of filter capacitors are required due to the low line frequency. That is line frequency which is 50 hertz. So that should be very small frequency. That is the reason they require filter capacitors which is very high capacity. That means you should use a larger capacitors values, and the input must be greater than the output voltage. So, and the other disadvantage is that input is should be greater than the output voltage. That means you are getting output voltage which is less than the input voltage, which is a disadvantage. Okay, so higher input voltages and the efficiency is decreases, and in a modern day, the in order to overcome the limitations, we have to go for a SMPS. Is it clear? Is it clear or not? What are the disadvantages? It is bulky. RPS is bulky. Size is more and expensive, and it is uses larger values of capacitors, and efficiency is low, and the output is less than the input. So these are the disadvantages or limitations for a regulator power supply. That is the reason they go for a SMPS. So what is the SMPS means? It is a switched mode power supply. That means it is a intelligent way of regulating the power supply. Intelligent way of regulating the power supply. What is the power supply? It is in the range of 50 Hz frequency. So line frequency, uh, uh, to regulate the line frequency or DC to DC conversion. So in SMPS, it is you are using conversion technique, which is a you can hear DC to DC. So, in the if you see the principle of operation or what is the concept behind the SMPS system is, so if you see here, so this is the diagram, block diagram of SMPS. So, first one is the filter. What is the filter? Input rectifier and filter. So, it is the main supply. It is given to the input rectifier filter, and that is given to the inverter or chopper. So, inverter as well as chopper. So, and the chopper is connected to the output transformer, and output transformer given to the output rectifier and filter, and you are getting a DC output. And now, what is the advantage here is you are giving a feedback through chopper controller. So it is this is what is the chopper means? It is a DC to DC conversion. Chopper means the device or electrical device or electronic device which converts a DC to DC, variable DC to fixed DC. So whatever your input supply, which is AC, that is given to the rectifier, what they will do, they will rectify the input signal. That means it will generate a pulsating DC, and also you are using a filter that will be converts into pure DC. That pure DC it is given to the chopper. So chopper, what is the purpose of the chopper? Which so it is converts the DC to DC. Okay, as well as it is also having inverter. So what is the function of inverter? DC to AC. So whatever there you are giving a input as a DC, now AC is given. AC is the output of the inverter, and that AC is given to the output transformer. So output transformer output is the also AC, because it will step up. It will step up the signal, AC signal, that will be given to the output rectifier and filter. Again, it will be rectify and filter out. You will get a DC output, and that DC output you are to feed back to the rectifier circuit, inverter circuit as well as the chopper. So here the chopper acts active. So first case in the forward path, the inverter is active. In the second or feedback path, chopper is active. So what is the chopper? It will do again DC to DC, and DC is given to the inverter, and inverter now it will be converted into AC, and AC is given to the transformer, and transformer now rectify the input and filter out, and you are getting a pure DC, and pure DC is now feedback through chopper controller. The chopper controller will have the control in the DC voltages. Okay, so because chopper is a variable DC to DC converter. Okay, so this is the working principle of SMPS. If you see, this is the block diagram. So first one is the rectifier and filter, second one is inverter as well as chopper, and the third one is output transformer, and fourth one is output rectifier and a filter. And output you are getting a DC output that is given to the input side where you are giving chopper circuit through chopper control. Okay, so this is the block diagram. So what are the applications of SMPS if you see? So switched mode power supply is mainly used in the PC, personal computers. So mainly the switched mode power supplies they are used in the premium cost. So cost is high compared to the RPS because they are used for the personal computers, mobile chargers, battery chargers, and vehicles, televisions, lighting circuits, and space stations. But nowadays they will available with the different ratings, so they are also cheaper nowadays. So initial or initial installation cost is more in the earlier, but nowadays they are available with the different ratings, and they will available with the different applications like personal computer, mobile chargers, battery chargers, vehicles, televisions, lighting circuits, and space stations. And so in the working of servo stabilizer. So if you see in the voltage stabilizer, so what is the function of the voltage stabilizer? It will fluctuate whatever are there in the output load variations or input supply variations. The output should be constant. So whatever the output fluctuations or input fluctuation, whatever there the changes in the output side and input side, the stabilizer will always maintain a constant output. So same thing here in the industrial purpose, we will use a servo stabilizer. So why? What is the meaning of servo stabilizer? Means they will use a servo motor not to control the output voltage. So that is the reason it is called as a servo stabilizer. So the servo stabilizer as well as the voltage stabilizer concepts wise and the working principle is same. So concept of working is same. What is that? You have to maintain a constant output even though with the input variations or output variations. So servo stabilizer also same doing same, but they are using a different form. So the different form or construction because of a different transformer, buck boost transformer and auto transformer or toroidal transformer we are using. So and the input transformer are also using, and microcontroller or a chip is used to to control over the output ranges. So that is the reason they have a bulky size in the industry purpose. So industry purpose only they are using the servo stabilizers, whereas in the commercial purpose and the domestic purpose we are using a normal stabilizer which you can call as a voltage stabilizer. So what is concept is same. Whatever the load variations or input variations, you should maintain a constant output. So you should that is the reason the load will be safe. It will be safe side from the fluctuations whatever occur in the circuit. So what we have seen and if you see in the construction wise, so this is the servo stabilizer or automatic voltage regulator. So what is that? The servo stabilizer we have a input transformer. We can also call as a toroidal or auto transformer. And the second transformer we can call as a buck boost transformer. And the third one you have a motor here. You can see this is the servo motor. So it is a motor control circuit and it is given to the load. Okay. So it is a load. So output taken across the load. This is the load. Fixed output, or you can say here the load. So whatever the load you connected here in the industry, that is given to the motor power control circuit and the motor power control circuit control circuit is given to the servo motor, and it is also one of the armature windings. It is connected to the toroidal auto transformer. Another windings you can see connected to the motor power control circuit, and the secondary windings of buck boost transformer is connected to the load, and the primary windings are connected to the one of the toroidal auto transformer. Toroidal or auto transformer. One upside you connected primary windings. The secondary windings they are connected to the load. Okay. So what will happen? For example, input signal is given to the toroidal transformer and input variations are changed. So what will happen? The transformer output voltage will given it is changed. That changed voltage is given to the primary winding of the your what is that your buck boost transformer. Buck means it is decreasing. Boost means it will increase. So it is increasing the fluctuations. The voltage input main supply is increasing means so the transformer whatever there it will be pushed. So it will be increases. So that is increased voltage there. Now it is given to the load and load is connected to the control circuit. Mainly the control circuit is a microcontroller or microprocessor based, and depending on that voltage the microprocessor or microcontroller will control the servo motor. So according to that servo motor it will decrease the number of turns present in the toroidal transformer or auto transformer. So that means what will happen? So overall output voltage now it will be decreased. That means it will acts like a feedback. Okay, is a concept of feedback only. Servo stabilizer is using a concept of feedback. So whatever the changes in the input side that will be given to the so given to the toroidal transformer, and output of the toroidal transformer is given to the input of primary windings of buck boost transformer, and whatever the changes is given that is given to the overall load, and the load variations now directly connected or sensed by the control circuit, and which will microprocessor or microcontroller based circuit which will control the motor depending upon the number of turns in the input side. It will be changed by the servo motor through microprocessor or microcontroller. So whatever the changes now it is compensated. So input voltage is increases, that means it is decrease the number of turns. So output voltage will decreased or compensated to the normal value. If it is decreased, for example input supply is decreased, what will happen? Overall voltage circuit or the complete circuit now it will be increase the output voltage, so it will compensate it to normal value. So overall you can see at any stage it will maintain a constant output. So servo stabilizer or normal stabilizer has the same function as an automatic voltage regulator, AVR. Okay, automatic voltage regulator. Okay, if you see here the circuit, so buck boost transformer, if it is buck means it is decreasing, boost means it will increase. So whatever the input voltage increases means it is also increase the voltage of the transformer voltage output levels, and that will be given to the load. If it is input supply is decreased means it is also the transformer will decrease the buck, it will be decrease the output voltage and it given to the load. So like this it will be functioning, and whatever you've seen in the industries, most of the industries they will compulsorily having this type of stabilizer. Without stabilizer they will not function because large amount of loads and large amount of power ratings are available, and if you are having a fluctuations in the large range, what will happen? Overall industry will be collapse. So the system of power supply will be collapsed. So that is the reason they should maintain a voltage regulator area or a servo stabilizer which is working with the uh, your servo motor, and the servo motor will be embedded in the large scale, and it is a very much size is very high, bulky in nature. Okay, so this is the today class. So if you see what we have learned today is very important concepts, because SMPS and servo stabilizer both are important. So they mainly ask in the question paper uh, most of the times, and SMPS is mostly they will you asked in the last 2 to 3 years. So you have to learn this SMPS block diagram as well as the applications. So what are the applications of SMPS? Tell me. What are the applications, Satvika?
Sir, it is used in vehicles, mobile charger, personal computer,
Okay,
TV,
okay,
lightning circuits, etc.
okay, right. So what is the basic principle behind the SMPS?
It is used to regulating the power supply.
So what type of power supply it is, AC or DC? It is DC to DC conversion. Okay, so it is a DC controlled circuit. So because in the SMPS, what we have seen in the CPU, we have SMPS. So that SMPS is DC voltage, the microcontroller or microprocessor, which is controlled through a DC voltage. So that should be available with the SMPS. That should be connected to SMPS because internal circuit is operated with the DC voltage, and that is the reason it is having a chopper in it. So what is a chopper means? It is a DC to DC converter. Okay, so if you see in the block diagram, it is like a simple power supply circuit, which is filter, rectifiers, as well as choppers and feedback. Okay, so this is the block diagram and SMPS. And what is the servo stabilizer? Basic idea of the servo stabilizer, basic idea or basic concept of servo stabilizer. Sneha, చెప్పు. Vaishnavi, tell me once. No one is there. What is servo stabilizer? So servo stabilizer is the circuit, is the electronic or power electronic circuit which stabilize the output. That means you whatever the fluctuation there in the input side or output side, you are getting a constant output. So whatever the changes present in the circuit also, it will maintain a constant output. So, okay. So this is the class today. I will wind up here, and I will give the link also. You can verify there. So thank you all.